Hello, Froggy friends. I'm Nadine Haruni, the author of the Freeda the Frog children's book series. And this lovely lady sitting right next to me, straight off the pond from Port Frogifly, is the one and only Freeda the Frog. Thank you for joining us today for our virtual story time. Today I'm going to be reading the 5th book from our series, Freeda the Frog and the Two Mommas Next Door. In the first 4 books, we meet Freeda and her family and follow them on lots of different adventures. We found out that just like no 2 people look the same, no 2 frogs or their families look the same. In this book, we're going to meet a new tadpole friend next door named Jessica, who has 2 moms. We think this is pretty frogtastic. Now, before we get started, let's practice your first words in frog talk. Repeat after me. Ribbit, ribbit. In frog talk, this means woohoo! Let me hear you say it all together now. Woohoo! Good job. So when you hear Freeda or her tadpoles say these words at home, I want you to feel free to shout it out loud and proud so that Freeda and I can try to hear you. What's that, Freeda? Okay, Freeda wants to get things started. So now, who wants to hear Freeda the Frog and the Two Mommas Next Door? Come on, raise your hands. So here we go. You can follow along and read with us if you have the book with you, or just look at the screen behind me. Freeda the Frog and the Two Mommas Next Door. Franny, Frank, and Jack had a really great first year at their new school in Port Frogifly and made a lot of nice friends. Aside from Kyle, Emerson, and Maxine, they also started hanging out with a new student named Jessica. Jessica had just moved from a different pond and invited her new friends over after school one day. When they swam into Jessica's lily pad home, Jessica gave her mom Irene a kiss hello and said, "Hey Mom, I want you to meet my new tadpole squad from school." The group all said a big hi to Irene, who then made them an after-school snack of mosquito macaroons and dragonfly lollipops. Doesn't that sound good? After eating their goodies, they decided it was time to play a game of tag, followed by a competition to see who could catch the biggest fly. It was a tie. They went back inside. Jessica called out, "Hi, Mama," to another woman standing beside Irene. Jessica turned back to her friends and said, "Hey, guys, I want to introduce you to my mama, Morgan." The group all said another big hi to Morgan, who greeted the group warmly before she left to run some errands. Morgan gave Irene a kiss goodbye on the way out. The tadpoles looked at each other confused, while Jessica waved goodbye to Morgan. "So you have 2 moms?" asked Franny. "Yep," replied Jessica. "Where's your dad?" Emerson asked. "No dad, just 2 mamas," Jessica answered. Frank was confused. He never met anyone with 2 moms before. He turned to Jessica and said, "Your parents are 2 moms? That's so weird." Franny nudged her brother and said, "Frank, that's so rude." Jessica said, "That's okay. Yes, I have 2 parents, just like you do, except I have 2 moms, not a mom and a dad." The tadpoles went back to playing games, and soon the friends left Jessica's lily pad to go to their own pads for dinner. Freeda and Samson sat with the tadpoles at dinner and asked them about their day. "It was great. After school, we hung out at our new friend Jessica's house and met her 2 mamas," said Frank. "That's so nice," Freeda remarked. "Isn't that wrong?" Jack asked. "No, it's not wrong at all, just different than our family," said Samson. "Parents are parents, and isn't it nice that not every family looks the same?" "That's true," said Frank, "but do 2 mamas love each other the same way a mommy and a daddy do?" "You know how I love Samson," Freeda continued. "That's how Jessica's moms feel about each other. Love is love. No 2 families look alike. For example, some tadpoles have just 1 mommy, some have just 1 daddy, some have step-parents, some tadpoles have 2 parents that are a mommy and a daddy, and some tadpoles may have 2 parents that are either 2 mamas or 2 daddies. There are lots of different types of parents and families out there." "I think that's pretty cool," said Frank. "Do you think we could invite their family over for dinner on Friday night?" he asked. "Sure," Freeda said. "I think that's a great idea." With that, the 3 tadpoles hopped up and high-fived one another, and what do you guys think they said? That's right, they gave out a loud ribbit, ribbit, which is frog talk for, that's right, woohoo! When the doorbell rang that Friday night, the tadpoles practically knocked each other over with excitement as they raced each other to grab the door first. "Hi, come on in," Franny said to Jessica and her two moms in the doorway. Freeda and Samson then introduced themselves and said, "Welcome to our home." "My, what a lovely lily pad you have," said Morgan. "Here, we made you this for dessert." And with that, Morgan handed Freeda a lovely blueberry fly pie. It was still warm and the scent filled the air. "Ooh, this looks delicious. Thank you so much," said Freeda. "Can I offer you some fly water?" "That would be lovely," answered Irene. "Let's all sit down to eat before the food gets cold. There's nothing worse than cold frogafly stew," Samson said with a chuckle. The two families sat down to eat and they talked and talked and talked the night away, and a frogtastic time was had by all. When Freeda brought out the delicious fly pie for dessert, everyone started to dig in. Suddenly, Frank looked up from his plate and said, "Irene, I have a question. At school, Zoe's dad always does the baking. Who does it in your family if there's no dad?" Irene smiled and put her fork down. "Well, Morgan and I both love to bake," she laughed. "That's how we got this delicious fly pie after all." When the dishes were cleared, the family swam their guests to the door. "Thank you so much for having us over," said Morgan. "We totally enjoyed ourselves and look forward to doing this again soon." "The pleasure was all ours," said Freeda. "We really enjoy meeting other nice families like yours and are so glad that the kids introduced us." Jessica and her two mamas waved goodbye as they hopped away back to their lily pad. After they left, the tadpoles turned to their parents and Jack gave a grateful ribbit ribbit to his parents for having their new friends over. "They love each other, just like our family does. You were right, Mom. All you need is love," said Frank. "Yes, indeed," agreed Freeda. The end. I hope you guys enjoyed this book and see that parents and families do not have to all look the same and that all you need is love. Guess what? At the end of our books, we have coloring pages, we have bookmarks, and even a flat Freeda to take Freeda along with you on all of your family adventures. We also have some discussion questions at the end to keep the conversation going with your parents, your teachers, and your friends. Be sure to check out our @Freeda the Frog Facebook and Instagram pages and the events page on Freeda's website for the date and time of our next virtual story time. Okay, tadpoles, that's it for now. Until next time, you know it. Ribbit, ribbit.